Hello and welcome. Right now, I did this earlier, got it all ready, and I set the course as well. We need to lime, and it should be able to lime. Now, I've had a go at this. I've had an error on this a long time ago, and it was stopping it working. And I thought, oh, it's not got any error, but it did have an error, and I have now fixed it. It says first grow stage, isn't it? Yeah, it's harvested. So why are you not? Because it is on. Or is it that? No, it is vaguely. I can see it. Ah, yeah, I can now. Let's go like higher. Is it? Oh, it is. Yeah, wow. Yeah, strange. The angle's a bit, but it's not getting the error anymore. I mean, it's courseplay, so yeah, that's true. Courseplay was okay with this before. I have actually had to go with the model, and I'm sort of like debating whether I'm going to rubber it or whether it's silver or not. But I tweaked it. Oh my life! Look how that field is. Whoa. Yes, I've tweaked it. Oh wow! I can't believe. The one thing I am going to say, although. Wow. The little tiny wrecks, I would sort of like, I didn't realise how terrible this field is, although all of the fields aren't like this. So there's a bit of rubber in this that shouldn't be there. Yeah, so I was leaving it for a point of, does it work or not? So let's just see. Still not showing the copper. Yeah, I had a good conversation with the AI. And I'd totally forgotten. We did actually do this, right? So it should fold and go up that pole like that. Yeah, it does, but it's still... Yeah, so it sort of like needs a bit of a... It does look like it's resting on it, but not quite. So I think they really need moving across a little. I think it would make more sense if they were sort of rubberized in certain areas. The old one was as well, because it sort of looks like almost impossible that it could actually sit like that, which I think it does. Yeah. I'm trying to think if you could move those more to the right. A bit down the metal. It might look a bit more realistic. Oh, is that me? Am I the object? It could be me. Oh no, it's not. Why would you go over there? Yeah, it looks better than it has, but it's still work in progress, and that's what the live modding is all about. It's true. For which I thank you for like putting up with it, because I do realise as well, obviously this is not a form of modding that you actually normally see. But let's just enter. Why would you do that? Oh. Why would you come like over there like that? Yeah, there is the start point. I've got to be honest, it probably does sort of do that, and then it comes over here a little like that. I would say if you start it here, should be. At least you can not... what I'm going to do is, yeah, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to like do this with a normal worker. So it still does moan about that. Even though I did. I fixed this one, yeah. It's nothing to do with that. It doesn't care about being lowered. Yeah, weird. Yeah, because I looked high and low. I've looked through this, compared it to others, and it just... I can't see why. There will be something wrong. Yeah, there's got to be, really. Right, let's just check this. Yeah, and dump as well. At least it's showing the dump this time. It wasn't actually showing that last session. So water... Oh, we've nearly done it, though. We have nearly done it. The corner production is the one... Oh, no, that's what we... This is the one I'm trying to look at. Oh, we're still getting there, though. Super chipping factory... Oh, it took a while for it to pop. That's food, and we are really down on the wood chips. So we are going to need to do something at some point soon. The guava beans and that are all nice. The dairy, we didn't switch on, but we did put the milk in, I believe. Did we? No, we were going to do it. Yeah, I've not used this in a while. This might have the wrong... I thought we did... No, we brought the thing down, but I could have sworn I'd actually... I could have sworn that I had actually done this. No, I only brought the things down. Okay. Yeah, I brought a lot of things down. Yeah, this is struggling with this, but I've got to be honest, it is sort of... now then, can you get through that? No, yeah, but yeah. Yeah, this is why I want to replace this, but I don't know that it's going to... Let's see, can you manage this? Should be able to. This is the little one. Oh, it has... No, we did. We sort of got it, but I have not actually... Yeah, no, I was over it. Oh, yeah. I need to shift that out of the way. Oh, there's that. Oh, it's done that thing where it goes into the one next door. Yeah, I had a massive talk with the... obviously, your understanding of modding. And I did try to begin with to learn the Giants way, and I've got to be honest, it was almost like learning with a master who doesn't understand that you're a student, and so therefore tries to teach you as if you're its equal, which is obviously nobody is that good to start with. Nobody. And Giants have forgotten this fact, so they've, you know, they're like talking to you like you understand all the principles of modding, because of course you've done it for years. Of course you have. Which is of course why you have gone to... Oh, do you know, seriously? So it was me. I thought, why do you keep going back to the same place when we've actually done this all my life? Will you pack it in? Okay, let's have a look. What is actually left to do? My life. Just the middle strip. You know, we'll do it ourselves. Yeah, we will. Yeah, I don't understand what this is. It doesn't... There is no... It needs to be lowered. I'm not saying it's not in the mod, but it's not on. So... And it's not unnecessary for liming for it to be like that. So... Right, so we need... Yeah, this is about right, I would say. So it is weird because the AI does sometimes work. I must check the actual AI settings. It's... Yeah, but that worked for a long time. But again, Giant's got to change something. But it's only my actual fertilizer spreader. But this mod means a lot to me in so much. This is... It was originally the Razek. It obviously is no longer anything at all like the Razek, even though Giants were very insulting. I thought, even if I don't ever put this in for submission to the mod again, because you've like really upset me, Giants, by like saying, oh, is this your own work? What? It looks like the Razek now, does it? Seriously, Giants? Yeah. I've spent a lot of time with this. I know it looks I am still a little bit unsure, but it's an all-in-one now. It's formed almost like a formed process, the entire back section to this, and it fits. Should be perfect for the Xylon. Maybe it's a little bit on the... Yeah, it is slightly on the edge of the plastics. Yeah, so not quite right. Need to shrink its tad on the actual thing. I might need to go back into Blender. That's why you keep the models. I used to delete them, but like I realised now that was a very silly thing to do. So we have a little bit of an overhang. Perfect for this kind of like little... Now, now that you're going to do it is this is not nice. Yeah, no, that is really not... Yeah, it's still not quite right. You think? It's not quite right. Well, yeah, it's quite a lot wrong. Yeah. Which that's sort of all right, but it's still not perfect. But yeah, it's not terrible. Right, so at least we got the Xylon working properly. We have sort of limed our field. The mower is sort of working. There's a lot of sort-ofs going on here. There is a lot of sort-ofs. Yeah, so we've got our 2, and we've got the big... yeah, at least these are small. I used to have the small and the medium, and they were exactly the same size. And you like think, really? That is about 3 times the size of that, which... Yeah, a little bit tall. Yeah, even the height now is like okay as well. The biggie is like this, only monstrously large, and I like it. Is true. I finally got the scaling, so that it doesn't look silly at that kind of level. It used to look very fuzzy. I'll go back into Blender and get the, and I like the crenellations. I love the shape of this. I really do. Again, I was saying once about the AI. They were teaching me about high-res models and low-res models and what Giants will have done to bake their things. And I'd heard about baking a lot, but didn't really understand the concepts until it was put to me why it's an advantage. And I thought, right. So I get it now. So yeah, I've got to start to incorporate that into my own models. Right, so then, yeah, the other thing I'd like to do quickly... Obviously, we're trying to incorporate this. We have got enough money to do this as well. So let's just put a little tiny bit of grass along the edge of it. It's weird, the little tiny strange marks. So I want to put this as the thin as you possibly can. 1 click with forest roots. That's grass. No, all right, okay. So can we sort of like do that like that? Yeah, we can. Yeah. Do we? No, it's not going to take that long. To just run down there. I just want to make it look a bit like grass. It's a path, but I'm not sure about the sand, whether we need to like do something else in the future, because I'm really unsure. I mean, it did a bit of a weird edging to the sand. Very strange. Okay. Yeah, so this is going to be our path, special path. And I realise it's sort of like split the field a little bit, but I am prepared to do that for a legitimate way to the store. So we need to chop some trees if it allows us. Otherwise, what I'm tempted to do now while we've got this going is actually do a bit of a bigger route down the side just to make this legit. So there's a real reason and a real path for us to take to actually come down here, which is why I'm spending a bit of time on this. But also showing you that I'm doing this. I don't want it to be... I don't like surprises where all of a sudden I thrust upon you the fact that there's this like new special path and how did it get there? Yeah, I don't like that. I like to sort of show you... Wow, why is that? Why is that side go massive and that side was tiny? Why does the game have these weird refraction-y type things like that where one side goes massive and the other side was tiddly? It's the same tool. Weird, different angle. That is so weird. It is, I concur. Welcome to the game called a farming simulator that is full of enigmatic strangenesses and paradoxes and all manner of strange phenomenon. Right, so yes. So we go to there, which is a bit too far, actually. Let's just, yeah, like, stop that. And we'll do another... Yeah, I think what we'll do is... I know we're losing a bit, but I'd like to do a goods headland so that we have a legitimate path all the way from the store. And we're allowed to, because it is our own land. Yeah. Ooh. I thought that was saving. Right, smashing. So I think what we'll do is the traditional... Now, I still find asphalt the best one for this. I want it to be tiny. I want it to be the smallest little diddly thing. And we want to go the first one. Oh, wow, it's bleeding badly. Wow, that's what's normally good. The tiny one. Wow, that's terrible. It's almost like a road. Okay. Think I'm going to get like the... Wow. It's weird how sometimes yeah, this has got work. Mind you, we've just seen the weird phenomenon with the different sides. Why one was like okay and the other was really different. So it's definitely you used to get two clear runs, distinct runs when you did this. Now then, we've got a bit of grass as well. I want to do this properly because this is something we're going to like be seeing all the time. So I don't want this to look nasty. Let's do. Oh, no, I think we need to be one size smaller. Oh, you've done that thing on the yeah. So why you've got to do it when it's stopped because it does this horrible jerky thing and then it sends your cursor all over the place and like catches you out. Let's do that bit as well. Yeah, in fact, while we're here, it's just we need to be the really tiny one from the middle. Yeah, now the weird thing is that grass is really good at staying exactly where your cursor goes. Yeah, this is sort of really, I've never understood this phenomena. This is why I've begun to use grass when I'm doing like a paint blob in the store, because grass actually goes exactly where you put it. But painting, it refracts. It's really strange. Apologies for the silence. Yeah, I find that really, when I go sort of concentrate like this, you really need to... A bit in the middle as well. Right, nearly. It's almost made up for the fact that we weren't splitting it very well. That actually almost put the centre bit back in where we couldn't do it, so that's not too bad actually. Could we do the same on the sand? Like just split it with putting a bit like that. Straight down the middle. It's a bit on that side as well. Yeah, we're going to sort of like be going down here a lot and seeing this. So if I don't do this and pay a bit of attention to this, it's going to look horrible because you're going to see it all the time. And I have put up with this sort of thing before in the past, but I'm sort of trying to get a bit better at like really doing a more methodical and proper job so it looks more professional. And for the realism element of it, it's... Yeah, I was just seeing Akimobil has just put an underground storage thing. And I was sort of thinking to myself, why did I never use those? I thought, realism. I always thought, it's 25 grand. I thought, yeah. Now, the one thing about the old one, it was expensive. And I always thought that if you was going to, like, do that kind of thing underground, so it would be expensive. You've got to dig a massive, great hole. So, sorry, 1 second. One of my family's ringing. On the wrong screen. Apologies. Just, yeah, family. Trying to get hold of my wife. I think I've just gone down and sorted the WhatsApp out for her. Right, nearly there. Get in there now. Yeah, it looks like the proper way to this side of the map is really very convoluted on how to actually get there. I was like, seriously? I don't... The system going round in circles and like going... Yeah, I'm like, I'm not particularly... Yeah, I don't particularly like that. So I'm glad we're sort of cheating a little. I mean, but legitimately so. Anyone could do this if you've bought the... I need to do this the other way around. Yeah, that's it. So I think it's going to look too bad, actually. I'm still not sure of the sand, though. Yeah, I'm really not sure about how that's going to... Like, ground deformation and, like, yeah, we shall see how we fare with that. And a little tiny one right down the middle. You can still see the sand. Did I miss any? No, I think that seems to be all right. Yeah, smashing. So then, what did we have to do? So we've done the milk. Oh no, we've done some of the milk. We haven't done all of it. Let's try. That's right. We did that one. Did we? No, I don't think we did. We were trying to. Yeah, that's right. The work was annoying me. I remember it now. We half did this, and like some of it went into the other trailer as well. So let's see. Is this a better tractor for this? Yeah, it's ever so weird. Now my old trailers, I got really spot on. They only had a single drawbar. I don't understand whether it's the. In fact, I've tried it lower, higher. More wheels. None of this made any difference at all. Have we got the milk out of this already? Is that why I'm not actually getting any? No, 16,000 litres of milk. Oh, your wire's leading nowhere. I need to fix. Oh no, it does. It's just. It's long, it goes all the way. No, it is, it disappears to nowhere. Need to fix that. Makes no difference to the working of it, but it does actually look. So why, oh why, are we not getting... sometimes really far back. Yeah, it's a bit weird. Is that, I think it's 14,777, so you won't quite get all of that in it. But that's because it's about 2 or 3 months, so... Yeah, still struggling. Although I've got to be honest, I thought it was just down to mine, but the more I've used more... this seems to be a problem with almost everything now. It's like Giants have done something, because, yeah, everything's skittering around like this. This is what I was saying about the beautiful... Blackbird Moddings dolly. I thought it was that. I don't think it's anything to do with that. I think Giants have done something to the physics and it's really horrible. Yeah, it's just made everything nasty on with a drawbar. Whoa. Now this is better with this than it was with the little one. Just want to repair this. Yeah, it is. That's not too terrible. You're still not quite on the ground though, but that doesn't really matter what we're trying to do. We might not be actually close enough to that. I think we're a bit out. Why are we not getting a... Excellent. Yeah, that seems nicer with the big one than it did with the little. I haven't done so much tweaking with a little, but that still struggles a bit. So why are we... It's on the ground. Doesn't seem to be pressure on the hitch either. Oh no, the wheels were not turning because they were not on the... So it's not quite right. It's not completely level. Looks it, but it's slightly raised. But then if you put it down a little, it's... Yeah, you can see it rising though, like hopping. So maybe the wheel positions need dropping a little to compensate. Maybe they're a little bit too high. Right, so then, how is our mixing? I think we only just did it, didn't we? We've only just finished it. Yeah, so the grass was right. It didn't, like, go out of whack. It was just me, like, not actually concentrating properly. So this should be doing... So we've got a bit of digestate, mineral feed, 56,000 litres, which is just... For us, 112,000 litres of silage. Oh, that's right. I was gonna, yeah, I was thinking of mixing ones. We don't want to mix. We just want to make hay. We're not trying to make TMR at all. Yeah, so that what we want to do, the individual constituents, we will allow the buying of straw, because you can always get straw from anywhere. And then we're going to start using this. We've got the mineral feed, 56,000 litres of that. So really soon, we will very soon, once that hay's done overnight, we can start to take that over there. Now, did we... Sorry, yeah, food's full, fantastic. Straws, yeah, very close to being full. So not doing terribly. Now, I don't think we've switched anything on in our super small dairy. It's a long time since I've used this. This was my pride and joy quite a long time ago. So we want bottled buffalo milk and bottled milk, buffalo mozzarella. Yeah, now I ought to call the butter like goat in brackets or something like that, so that it's easy for you to just click on it without having to look down at the recipe. Little tiny, so goat milk. No, we don't want that. So we want normal milk and buffalo milk. I just love how that is such a good, and it's based upon the same recipe, not the cycles. The cycles look insane, but the maths don't work out. Yeah, something I actually figured out a long time ago, and I had a word with the AI, and they were talking about why it was done like that, or why they suspected it was done like that. So I've still got the base game milks, but they're obviously 1,000 litres. My special milks are 5,000 litres, I think, on this one. I've moved to 7,000 litres on almost everything, because when you're lugging a lot, as trying to create content, I don't want to be like an entire session to be spent like doing just, and I have done many sessions where like, yeah, I did hundreds and hundreds of, and you're like, yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. I need to make this, you know, like where it's not too terrible. All right, so there's a lot of BI industry colours going on here. That's a lot better than they used to be. Definitely getting there, Mr. Smith. Definitely getting there. Yeah, I'm quite chuffed with these. Right, so then we're up to 733,072, but that's because we really sold a shed load of things. Yeah, that's so really then. We've done the animals. We've limed our field. Did we fertilise this? We did indeed as well. We did. I remember we sent the manure spreader because I was saying I didn't want to get sprayed with it. So that's all done. So let's go through till about 6 or 7 o'clock at night and see what comes up in the sales. And let's stick a bit of light on because it is getting a bit dingy. We might actually put some big lights in the farmyard. Yeah, it's weird. It's one thing that a lot of... It's got some little mood lights, but it's not got any... Yeah, not what I'd like to have in a farm. Well, I have large lights because I want them to look good for, obviously, inviting guests in. I don't want to be pitch black. I want it to look quite nice so that it's not strange for you guys and girls. So, right, let's have a look what arrived. I will allow anything from 50 odd grand, yeah, because it's otherwise it gets a bit too silly. It's still well worth selling that because technically, I might amend the rules slightly. Yeah, to make them sound more like a guide than a rule that must slavishly be followed. Because I think sometimes rules can be taken too literally. So let's go through till my life 2:30. So loan interest. 25,900, a little bit of income. Grass has just grown a little bit. We do need, didn't we? No, we've ordered one. Yes, we have. I remember now. I was going to say, I'm sure. And do we... It's a very good price. We could keep it for a little while, really. That old saying, a bird in the hand is worth two in the bush, is so very, very true. It is. Right, so let's go through till about 5 o'clock-ish. Maybe even a little later than that. Just a little. Yeah. Oh, okay. Delta track. Is that? What is that? That is a bit strange. Yeah, it is. That's a... It looks a bit meaty. Is this... I think I've got the wrong one left in the game. Yeah, this is the one I don't like, isn't it? It does really strange things that I don't understand how it does it. Yeah, there were two 9.7 meters. And I think I've removed the wrong one. So that's... I had it on another Let's Play and I thought, oh no, it's the one that you don't like. So I need to remove that. I think that's a Giants one. I think I've removed the Modders one that I liked and left the Giants one that obviously you can't remove but isn't very nice. So let's go through till about the daylight gets a bit better, like 8 or 9, or maybe even 10, and then we will feed the animals because we've gone a little bit over. Switch the light off. Ooh, okay. Wow. This is going to be a good day at the sales. Let's just do the animals first. If, of course, we need to, it may well be that we've got enough TMR that we've actually kept up with it overnight. No, we haven't. Right, okay, let's grab some TMR. And then, no, we will... no, you've gone the wrong way. Yeah, and then we'll literally start to... Now, we do need the bigger trailer for this, really. Or the million litres one's too big. Yeah, that's just too terrible. Straw, we did it yesterday, so that's not bad. Now, this is the daily milk, 9716134. So, still 37 and 37 we've got. So, yeah, 74 in total. So, really, I think we could do another 13 odd to make us 50 head of cattle for both and 100 head of cattle completely. So, we're going to do that right now. The breeding's obviously going to be like set off like by a month or two in advance. So, we want 37, 13 to make it up to 50. Believe 27, 37, 47, 50. That is correct. And this should be the same. Yes, it is. Excellent. So 100 odd. There's a bit of room for 183. So almost double that. But at least these are all oldies, which is not too terrible. Right, so then sales, we know we've got a bit of work to do. We've fed the animals. Let's have a look at our... Yeah, I think the way that the chipping factory was going, it will be almost gone. Now, the one thing I'm going to draw everyone's attention, that was 50-odd thousand litres, but it's like multiple outputs. Yeah, there are quite a few different things. So if you do your divisions behind that, actually, it is only about 6,000 or 7,000 litres per one of those, which is... right. So although it's taking 50-odd thousand litres of wood chips a night, so that is the last we do. I think we ought to stick a greenhouse that makes... I can't think of the name. It will come to me. It will come to me. How are we doing on this? Let's have a look at this. Oh, no, that's not bad. Yeah, not bad. 5,339 litres of butter. Oh, yeah, but that is from both. Yeah, we didn't have a massive amount. Buffalo milk bottled. We've probably got no milk at all left because it should be good. Yeah, but normal milk bottled. Cheese a little bit because it doesn't get, and a bit of buffalo mozzarella. And we've got nothing left. We have 7,710 litres of normal milk. But I think that's doing about... Oh, no, it's a super. Yeah, super's a 10,000 litres or more. So it's not quite doing what it should. But if you was adding more things like you were doing chocolate, then that would be chipping away at the rest. So, yeah, we'd have most of the processes going. I would like to do this. This is a no-holes-barred Let's Play. We've got to do that. We've got 6 million to like, and I think what I'm going to try to do is the profit at the end of the year, we're going to like hammer at this a lot. All right, so then let's get this. Now that's ours. Yeah, I want to move this a little because we're sort of taking a slot up over there. Whereas, yeah, it's only got a few slots over here, about 3, I think. I've done this because I wanted to try something out. I made a change to the CV this morning where its hitch should now be capable of all of the hitches, like the low, the medium, and high. But I want to make sure I've done it right because this is all change nodes. They're quite strange. Lorries and trucks. Yeah, their hitches are all object change nodes, which I know doesn't mean a lot to you, but yeah, that lorry there was one of the hardest things I've ever placed a hitch on because it's not done like everything else. They're a bit special. Yeah, I don't like working on lorries that much. Oh, I didn't repair that. No, we don't repair that. We're going to sell it. Fantastic. Let's move the Teagle out of the way a bit. Shouldn't be too bad in reverse either. I have souped up a little. So why is it only doing 6 when it says 12? It's true. That makes no sense. I sometimes think giants do their own thing. That they put limits on things that you just can't go beyond. And yet other times you see modders that actually do. So yeah, you can see it was set at high, but it's totally ignoring what I'd set. So I have no idea why. That when you can clearly see that, so we might keep this for a little while. No, so we'll grab a tool for it, and we're going to grab Naz's. We already got one of these. Yeah, we have, only for the stores, I believe, and it's not a Naz's. Yay. Right, so right next door, fantastic. Yeah, this is a mod that I'd really love to find out how to do. I've literally tried to almost study at the feet of NASA, and I missed something that I tried to go step by step, still never got it right. So typically we haven't got anything we can actually test that with because it's a 2 points, and I don't somehow think that is going to be able to grab the 2 points. My truck, that is. Yeah, I'd like to test it on something that's balers or something like that. That it's like, I do like the gold on the front of it. It's obviously the AI does the colours. It's not the natural colours of it, but it does actually quite look nice. Occasionally, yeah, sometimes it gets it right. Most of the time it's horrible greens and weird pinks and all manner of things that really do look very strange. Very strange. Right, so at the minute we've got a bit of, yeah, so actually no, not finished. We need to be grabbing this telehandler and grabbing the cedar. And obviously the profit is really at the minute stuck in this. Not this, sorry, that. Yeah, I think it's the Ross and Mods one. And obviously the other good thing is now you can turn almost any of the telehandlers into having a 3-point link with the Unihid. That's the name. It was not popping. Yeah, with the Unihid, which is quite nice, but it's still nice to have a proper genuine 3-point like you've got on that. Yeah, it looks like we've found some of those weird bumps where the game has bumps, like invisible lumps on the ground that like your vehicles go over, which is very, very strange. So we want to be going and wow, yes, definitely. These are the type of vehicles that you really seriously earn some cash over. And the beautiful, ooh, to 17,000 litre. Wow, Zorzi Manu. Yeah. I like the 17,000 litre touch. Ah, yeah, but it is unreal. It's not made any changes to the model. It really is just as it is. So, well, yeah, you could also say the same for Mark Thor, though, really. Not everybody's bothered about that kind of thing, really. Yeah, no, it's still worth selling, even if I don't particularly like it myself. And likewise that too. Fantastic. Let's get this lot done. Yeah, so I'm expecting, so really, oh yeah, there we go. These lumps that just suddenly appear, and I used to think it was snow, but we've not had any snow, not like for quite a few sessions, so it's absolutely nothing at all to do with snow. As my original theory was, oh, perhaps there's snow on the ground. No, not at all. Nothing to do with snow. Okay. Yes, I remember. This is, yeah, I do love the Massey. I've got to be, I do like this. I did get used to this in FS22. It's nice to have it back. It's nice that someone has painstakingly brought it into the game, because there's a lot of work involved to this kind of convert between FS22 and 25. The Giants completely changed everything between FS22 and 25. There's a lot of huge changes to the way that they handled colours. So it meant that all the modders had got to completely redo a lot of textures and things like that. It is better, but it also doesn't work yet. I was reading a few articles about in modding circles, and now, although Giants have done it, they've not thought it through all properly. Whether it's to sort of stop or make it more difficult for modders, I have no idea, because obviously Giants usually hold back on the tools, and they only give the modders really quite basic rubbishy tools in comparison to their own. And I have quoted, you can go on the forums and check that I'm not making this up just to slag Giants off. There is a comment made by one of Giants staff that said, "Ooh, the public testers got this," and then because he made a comment on the thing, he went back and spoke to a colleague, and he said, "Oh no, we've," he didn't sort of say it out loud that we've got the tool but you haven't, but that's what he said. And I sort of thought, yeah, that's just typical. And oh, of course we have got that as well. Yeah, you forgetting your stuff over this side. Is this yes, it's a 2-point again, isn't it? Is it? Yeah. Yes, it is. 2-point. But the baler might not be. I'm hoping it's worked. It should have worked. The changing of the hitch type on the backer. It's one of the reasons I just can't stand this, where it only works with cars, or I was like, oh. Yeah, I love the way the Silvers that handled it, where it's got an adjustable hitch, wink wink. I do love that. I think that's really good. So let's just try this. I think it's true. I do think that has actually got. So did you manage to change this? Or not? It is ours, isn't it? I'm not like getting mixed. I could have sworn it said only 4K content's one of these. It should say it when you get in and out. Ooh, hang on a minute. Is this not? Because I bought this on the understanding that it was ours, not actually the Giants version. So let's have a look. So it's the International CV series. So I don't think it'll make any difference. Yeah, because this is not mine. Okay, it's gone. Yeah, no, I thought it was ours. I was perhaps missing it, getting it mixed up with the Teagle. So we will. I don't think it's worth a lot. I think we paid a really cheap price for it anyway. So yeah, but that's no good. So I did tweak mine, but like obviously it is true though. I did think I'd already done it and I hadn't, so I did need to do it anyway. So it was not a waste. Now now I'm wondering, did I do it or did I not? So we are managing, even with 7.7 million, because we're doing the buying and selling, to sort of keep the wolves from the door. And obviously we've also sold the equipment that was a one-off thing that obviously we didn't know about until we came on the map. That's not, it's not going to happen anymore. So that is your lot. But we are nearly up to 800,000. So obviously, it's true. What we need to do is... I know what it is now. I've just remembered. So actually, no, we have got this as well. I don't think we need it. Let's drop this down here. And we will sell this. Because we have ordered one. We're not really doing anything with a telehandler that we're aware of at the minute where we need our own. We've still got the front loader on the Xylon, so any emergency jobs we can do, but I'd just like to see where we actually really are in the stream of time, because we have actually ordered one as well, even though I think that was probably better value. I would like to settle for the one that we actually had. So, oh wow, 845,000. Amazing. Right, so I want to go to the farmyard because I want to place... have we got room? Yeah, I think we might need to... Yeah, we might need to... I don't know that we can... put another one down. I think we can. We just need to take these trees down. We're waiting for the Rawley Christie, aren't we? We've still not got that yet. So we're waiting on equipment, which, to be honest, it's not something that's like not true of farmers having to wait on this. So, yeah, did we do the animals? We did, didn't we? Yeah, we should now see our bionic mini self-sufficiency has got 141,000 litres of that, 112 litres of silage. We'll buy the straw equivalent. So we could. Yeah, we could. Let's do that now. Let's grab one of our big tractors. Stop like going round in circles. Because it's like giving me a headache. So where is Fritz's? Aha. Over here. Sitting in the wings. So we may now be able to make... that was it. We were talking about doing this. Again, we're waiting on all of these trees we should be able to remove now. Because we own, this all of up to here. I think we did see this, that if we... No, not like that. Yeah, if we look at this now, field 42... If we zoom in like that, you get all of that section that we were missing before. 51... get all of that section there. 34 would be the field where you get this last little tiny bit, but we get the most of that, so that's not bad at all. Get almost all of the trees sort of gone, but we're still waiting on Rawley Christie's. So yeah, we can't do any more at the minute, but I think we'll be able to put the greenhouse over here. So we're out of wood chips, and obviously I want to stick the greenhouse... Well, either down there would be preferable, but I still need the Rawley Christie. So we're going to wait for that to appear. I think, did we... Yeah, we did everything. So, let's go through till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Fed the animals. We're going to do the... No. Yeah, that's true. Let's just look now. Yeah, I'm getting carried away, aren't I? It's... no, let's stick to our guns. Let's stick to like what we said. 850, so there'll be 85,000 limit on things we get. Let's just stick to it. Wouldn't unlike, because it just means you streamline it with only the big items. As you've got more money, you get. Again, I think 50,000 should be a limit on them, so you're not going too silly that it's like not. Yeah, so let's grab the mineral feed and all of that and stick it now into the mixer, the robot, so that the robot, and we need to shift things out the way of the robot, because I think I've got my our place is in the way. Because the little robot's going to like... right, it's over there. So let's get this done. I would say this is probably going to see us to the end of the session. I should say. But I think we'll go through to November morning. And then we can do this sort of buying and selling and all that type of stuff next time. So we want mineral feeds. We'll buy the straw. And obviously we've got to lug the rest of the stuff as well. Nearly. That's it. And of course I've gone the wrong way. Yeah, we need it all, so we may as well do all of it. Why is it stopped at 5,749? Ah, because you must have gone off the thing slightly. The only trouble with big trailers is it's hard. There's a long way to turn around with a trailer like this. Right, so yeah, I still want to know. I was sort of hinting at this. Why is the silage twice as big as the hay and the straw, when actually it's the hay that is more? On all mixers that I'm aware of, there's twice as much hay as there is silage. So it's almost like, this is what I was talking about, the stubbornness of giants. Now we all know the mixers, because obviously as virtual farmers we know the mix quite frequently, and we see it all the time in a mixing wagon. So why, oh why, has this been left like this all this time, when really it should have been a completely different recipe? We shouldn't have like twice as much silage. The storage should be twice as much hay. It always makes me like question. I'm like, because it's sort of like makes you ask the question: do giants know their own rules? And I'm like thinking, well, yeah, of course they do. They know this constantly. But you're like thinking, yeah, but the fact that they do these type of things and are just like, I don't care, I'm not going to change it. It's a little bit like the infamous, the infamous cereal factory that I always hammer on about. Well, I do hammer on about it because it's sort of like giants just carry on with this obvious fallacy of the cereal factory that makes no economical sense whatsoever. So you like think it's sort of this is sort of what I was trying to say, and I'm not. I hate hypocrisy. I hate all my life. It's lost. It's yeah, you can't see it again. I hate it when people have double standards where they demand highly of you and yet they do sloppy workmanship themselves. And this is what I'm sort of saying. Like giant, I mean, Kinlake was a pure example of terrible sloppiness. Of like, it was beautiful. There is no denying this fact. But unacceptable, totally unacceptable. I'm glad I've not gone back. It was so buggy. There were so many elements. The store elements, the buying and selling was absolutely terrible. Totally broken on Kinlake, almost to the point where I was like thinking of giants changed the game, because, and then of course I went on another map to sort of see, well, does it work on normal maps? Yes, it absolutely does. It does. There's nothing wrong on other maps. It's just, yeah, just the giant, just literally Kinlake. Again, buggy, and also the way that the fence and even the hedges pop on Kinlake, it's just terrible. It really is awful. Oh, we got to repair this as well. Oh, we've got manure appearing in the manure, actually appearing, which is brilliant. That's another thing that sort of breaks and then is fixed again. I've seen that on and off quite a lot. Let's get this fixed because it's annoying. Then we'll get the mineral feeds, 1 load of straw and 2 loads of hay. And we should be... oh, we may as well repair it as well, but this is the main thing. I could see was pretty badly damaged. So we need to find 2 sheds or 1 shed that look very similar depth to that, so we can overlay them over that so they don't look too odd. Right, so we don't care about that. So we'll do 2 loads of this as well, and this is going to be obviously silage left over that we don't really need straight away. We could still do with a quite hefty tractor, although these are good, like 325s. This type of terrain is seriously bad. Seriously bad. Could really do with ours as well, or the 70 tonner that's got a very fast unload rate. I always find that normal trailers seriously slow down. This has not got a terribly fast for how big it is unload rate. It's not terrible, but yeah, I sort of notice, obviously, that I use the BI Industry ones an awful lot, our own, and the unload rate on that is just absolutely phenomenal. So, I mean, it's not ridiculously so ridiculous that it empties like the Omatana ones used to in FS25, where you go and they're all gone. Yeah, it's true. It's so I think we'll actually order, in all honesty, one of ours, large, not the... How is that looking now? The very large. Is it actually totally broken again? It's lost its wheels again. Yeah, it's dangerous looking at that, actually. All right, so find used. That is the rules. Excellent. Right, so... hang on a minute. So we've even filled the hay. Seriously? But it's going to... Let's just have a look at this. I don't think you can see the mix. It's just going to hammer on the hay, truly. Because it does use... Unless Giants' mix is different, we ought to see how much actually goes down. Because, I mean, that's awful. I mean, I don't know a mix at all where the hay is, like, the least. But perhaps... Is there a mix? You can always add too much silage. That is definitely true. Yeah, you can sort of use silage instead of hay. So I suppose there are different mixes, of course, as well. Yeah, that's true, I suppose. Yeah, I'm quoting the mix that I do, the same as Miss CDP does as well. It's always been my favourite mix. That doesn't mean to say you can use a lot more silage, really. So I suppose Giants aren't wrong. Not in the true sense of the word, in the meaning of wrong. Yeah, it's not truly... Let's just grab this now. Let's go forwards. Grab a straw. Yes, I'm working on my cow barn again. I'm trying to replace all of the round posts with square posts because there are less of a... let's just step out a second. I just want to see, because you've got the info here that tells you how much storage. So 49,000 litres. Yeah, 49,000 litres. So again, we've actually gone over. Then we need the mineral feed, which again, I don't think that's going to allow us 56,000 litres, so we'll have another look. Yeah, I've enhanced the storage on mine so that it can actually store an awful lot more, so that the robot's not... so, mineral feed, 49,000, so we may as well only bring that amount. we could be clever and actually pop through and fill this as we're going. Yeah, notice nearly all of the posts that Giants have done a square. I didn't sort of pay attention to that, and it was only when I it's called a polygon count, when my polygon count was 3 times higher than the warning that Giants give you that it's getting high. Mine was 3 times the amount. So it was at that point that I sort of went to the AI and like had a bit of a lesson in, well, what is this polygon count about? And it's sort of explaining some of the design principles to 3D modeling. So again, something else that I learned that I now can take to the table that I didn't know before. So mineral feed, I believe, is what you want. 49,000 litres. So now it means I've got to completely redesign the cow barn. But I'm determined this time I'm going to follow this to the very, very limits so that I know. So we only want 49,000 litres, not quite full. Now it fills very quickly, very, very quickly, but doesn't empty as quickly as it fills. It fills very quickly because of the fill rate or the empty rate of your silo, Mr. Smith. Yes, this is true, actually. It is very true. Yeah, we can upgrade. I'm going to say we can upgrade our tractors a little as well. So we did do the Matt Smiths. I can't remember if we did. I don't think we did this. And I don't think we did the Xylon where we added the extra horsepower on, even though I keep quoting that it's a 180. I don't think it is. I don't think I added that the 7,500 on for this, so we ought to while we're in the money a little, upgrade our tractors so that they're at their best. Yes, I hope so. Yeah, I thought so. So that should now make that almost a 180 because it's adding 28 horsepower onto that. So almost 180. Right, so let's grab the, I think the case was done. I can't remember if we actually did the, let's just check while we've actually got. Now I know we didn't do the Rex. I'm wondering about the Rex, whether it's got a place due to the fact that the map is sort of quite hilly, or the fields that we've got. We've already got the hosers inside for that particular job, so I'm sort of like thinking the Xylon, it's got a bit of a specialist, so even if it was only doing the liming and things like that, it's still got a valid place. I'm just not sure. That came with 15%, so yeah, no, that's good enough. Yeah, it's, and for 5%, I'm not going to like spend the extra cash when we'd already got that. So let's just grab you. And this definitely needed upgrading. I think this was 220, and we did I did this sort of cheap job of like upgrading it just by the 20%, but I think we'll actually invest in a bigger engine for it as well. So then will be a 360 horsepower tractor, which is quite amazing. So it's a 249, 273, 313. I think that is it. Yeah, so 313, and we've got the 20%, so that will make that another 62 horsepower on top of that's 370 horsepower. We will indeed do that, yes. So 370 horsepower tractor are very respectable. Right, smashing. So we've done everybody bar the Rex. It is true, I am wondering, I do like this as well. It's just, I'm not sure what job I've got left for it. because I've got hosers. And it still has got the problem of light, you know, how light it is. We'll keep it for a while. I don't care that we're like losing a little bit of cash with it. I love this little tractor. So we shall see. It looks like I put it in the corner. It's a bit the naughty corner with its face. That's not what I was trying to intend to make it look like that, because it's not been naughty at all. Right, smashing. So then. So I still need to find out why my fertilizer spreaders are misbehaving. Right, so let's go through. We'll take it through to November morning. We did. Yeah, if milk, we have not taken the milk out. I think we'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, we can easily allow that to go sort of up twice, 2 days, I think. Is that a bit of rain? It is indeed. Yeah, 50,000 we did say. Even though it's not technically. Now that's the 9 meter that actually wouldn't be a bad thing if we were going to do any corn or sunflowers. I'm not sure what we're actually going to do. Anything that's going to earn us a lot of cash. Right. Income. Ooh, that's a rare moment where the property income is that high, but that actually covered the loan almost. That's a rare moment. It's true. It won't do that very often. Do we? If we were to have the LH, it's not a bad idea. We would need a beast like the Prinoth to actually cope with it, the really big Prinoth. It's not a bad idea. Not a totally terrible idea. Should we order the Prinoth? It would be nice. It's not a bad sort of thing to do. You're having the Prinoth instead of a forage harvester. It's not a terribly bad idea. I've heard worse. No, it's actually in large tractors, the one that we want. I believe. Or is it in No, it's this one. Yeah, the MTL modding one. It doesn't care which one you... Yeah, so we'll order this. So I've got quite a few things on order. Let's go through till about 4 o'clock. Grass has grown for the last time. That would be nice to have a tractor like that, but we can't afford that, I don't think, at the minute. Yeah, I'm trying to save up for like really seriously hitting the loan. No, we will be out of wood chips now. Yeah, there's no wood chips left. So hopefully the Royal Christie, the Devour trees will drop at some point soon. Let's go through till 9 o'clock and we will leave it there. We'll just do the selling and that, and then we'll leave it there, I think. Is that another one? It's got to be. It does duplicate sometimes. I have said this before. Yeah, no, there's... Oh, what have I got? 1,000. Colours of the rims usually is the usual culprit. And yeah, that is it. We can actually have that legitimately now because it's down to, yeah, hung around specially for us to make a bit of cash from it. Right, so yeah, I will just show everybody as well that the wood chips will be completely gone now. That also wants switching off. How are we doing on our... Yeah, but that's true. The robots will be busy now, so we don't necessarily need to feed our animals because that should keep that... Oh, you would say that. What was... Oh, no, I moved it out. Yeah, I did. So actually the robot has got a free route. Yeah. So the little robot has actually got its way to get through there, which is brilliant. Yeah, no, we've not blocked its way there either. That it can get out. So amazing. So how much is this? It doesn't look like it's gone down at all, though. We did already feed it as well, so it's not necessarily going to be like seen a lot at the minute because we'd already like filled it. Right, let's do the selling. Let's go down the store and get this lot sold. These two almost identical lorries. Yeah, what I'm tempted to do, what one of the best money spinners you can actually do is the luxury desserts is probably my best favourite way, but it is complex. It's not the easiest of things to do. There's quite a lot of ingredients because it is like making cakes. So it's not like something for the faint of heart. But it is true, we could have our... I'd like to put some honey down so that we can actually make the honey chocolate in the dairy. And obviously more cows. The new cows should now be all good. So I'd like to gradually... well, yeah, it's true. We could still sell the babies. The babies will sell automatically. So I've actually got that mod on. Oh, wow. They were a good... Yeah, they were actually a very good bonus. Yeah. I like this, actually. This is a good... Do we keep this? Is it... If this is the one that you get as a 22 tonner, it really is actually not a bad thing to have on top of your own. Let's have a look. Are you the one that could go to a 22 tonner? No, there's two sizes of these, aren't there? Yeah. No, this is the 16. Excellent. A big Fent. Let's grab these last little couple of things. Of course, we're not selling the LH2. I'm keeping that. Yeah, make sure you get it the right way around, so I'm a terror for this. Yes, I'm trying to think. Do we need... No, not necessarily. We do need a normal header if we're going to do... Because, well, I don't mind buying things in for if you're not selling the parts. I don't mind actually buying a couple of parts in as long as you're not buying the main constituents or buying all of the constituents or that type of thing, because at that point I think it's not. But even proper factories do bring in certain things because they can't do everything. So it's true, I don't mind having a proportion done. So we're at 839,643 and we have bought the LH2 as well. We are obviously still looking for headers. Not sure if we're going to go swathing. No, we don't need to. No, not if we're going to go vegetables. So if we're going to go vegetables, we ought to be ordering the... Yeah, true, we do. We ought to be ordering our Sublevimus, which is the beet harvesters. So find used, and the Sublevimus header Mark II. I've had another go at this. I can't remember if it was this Let's Play that I actually showed you all the Mark II header. Yeah, this is a completely reblended. It's an intermediate as well. This was the original, which is just a bit of a smoke screen. It really is just 3 headers put together in a model, and only the middle one actually works, which is why I've left that one so you can see the scalpers going in the middle and all the rest of it. The other bits, although they've left them in there, they don't actually work at all. So I always wanted to replace this. I've been working on the Mark II, which is completely reblended with lots of copper on it, which I love. The triangular bit at the end, which is my own invention, at both sides, and the big roller in the middle, that's all my own work, and the little roller you may recognize from my other harvester too. So this is a completely brand spanking new thing. The wires, I might go back into Blender and tidy the wires up. They're a bit messy, yeah. But yeah, they do rotate nicely as well. So we want to settle down. I think you've almost got your thing right. It's sort of sitting on a collision that shouldn't be like that, but for some reason it is. I keep changing it a little bit at a time. So we need that as well. Brilliant. Okay, so if we're going to go into vegetables, we've got the whole of the winter to actually hopefully get this lot together. And obviously we've got, how much did we actually finish up with getting in our super chipping factory? Oh, wow, quite a lot. So we're out of wood chips. We ought to be switching this little lot off. No. Because we are... we'll leave the guar glue, because that can help for like going forwards for next year when it'll help with the emerald drift and that, which you can see really didn't do terribly well because there wasn't enough guar glue to keep these going, and they're in the middle. So it seems like the end and the beginning do really well. The chipboard always seems to do better. The Ovale chips and the particle board being only marginally behind, and the OSB also. So in total, an awful lot. Even on hard economy, this is still going to add up a little. Yeah, a lot. Especially if we're going to go with, which of course we haven't cheated. We've not done any spraying or anything on the fields. We've done it all proper, legitimately with manure and natural processes. So we have got our ability to sell through organic sell point, the organic sell point. So we do get a 17% more bonus. We get a 50% on top of, like, I normally have a 33% one, and I've got a 50% one, especially for doing Let's Plays that are organic, because you do get quite a large increase in things, and I've only just given it a little bit just to make it worthwhile, but I don't think that's too terrible. So basically, although this says 935,000, you can add another 50% on that. Now, it's obviously selling lots of things which it shouldn't do. Yeah, it's because it's not all. You can see actually a lot of these are quite considerable. So, yeah, there's not much mineral feed left. Milk, a little bit of milk. How are the cows doing for milk? We do need to shift that next session. Yeah, definitely enough to do all of that. All of the cows should be happy now. I should hope so. So then, reproduction. They're at 50%, 50%, 50%, 10 and 50. So, right, okay, brilliant. So, really not bad at all. A couple of little tiny sections. But when these all do give birth, obviously, the place will be filled and there will be a few sold, which is brilliant. So, yeah, I'm liking where we are. We are, obviously, the other thing is, I'd like to completely bung the mill that we're going to get from that straight on to destroying 1 million on. That's how I'd like to handle it, where we do massive amounts of like trying to hit this absolutely vile, huge debt that we've actually got. Yeah, 7.7 million that somebody thought was a clever idea. It's true, I did. I thought it would be the ultimate challenge that and I still stick to it. I think it is. And we've sort of got to stick on this Let's Play until we have actually managed to do that. So we're still going to be chipping away in other ways. I mean, we're at 834,000 through means of the buying and selling, which is quite amazing. So yeah, we're sort of standing on our own 2 feet. Equipment wise, we've done through all of that. We're still managing to keep the finances okay. We're making far more than the 20 grand minimum payment each month. So the farm's doing well, even with the things that are against it, which is quite amazing. I'm going to leave it there. All that remains to be said is thank you very much for watching. Truly do hope you're going to stick with me on this journey. And I'm going to say goodbye for now.